Archangel Michael says, "You are not prepared for what was just said behind closed doors." This wasn't just a casual conversation, it was a deep confession, whispered in the presence of someone trusted. Your soulmate has finally admitted something they've kept buried for months, and heaven heard every word. At exactly 2:17 a.m., when the skies were silent and your name was still on their lips, a truth erupted from their heart. It wasn't meant to reach you yet, but angels intervened, and now this truth is racing toward your soul. What they said is about to change how you see everything around you. They spoke your name with trembling breath, and their words echoed with pain, longing, and revelation. They admitted they had made a serious mistake, and it was tied to someone else who tried to replace you in their life. But now, as everything collapses around them, they are seeking only one thing: your forgiveness. Archangel Michael says, "This secret is too big to ignore, and if you don't listen now, you may never hear it again." The veil has lifted, and the truth is being released into your space with divine urgency. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The person you love more than anyone has been holding back. Not because they didn't trust you, but because they feared you would walk away if you knew the whole story. But now that fear has turned into desperation, and their heart has become a river of honesty. They revealed that everything good that's ever happened to them began after you walked into their life. They shared that your voice still rings in their ears, even when you're not around. They said that every failure they suffered came from the moment they chose to walk away from you. This person who once pretended to be strong without you is now collapsing inside. Their pride once held them back, but now they are breaking in silence, whispering apologies into the void, hoping it reaches heaven. And heaven heard. You may feel confused right now, like you're caught in the middle of a storm you didn't ask for. But you need to understand something very deep: their soul recognizes yours. That's why they are haunted by the things they never said and the choices they never corrected. Type Amen to get blessing 447. Someone close to them tried to interfere. That person gave them advice poisoned with jealousy and fear. And your soulmate followed that path for a while, thinking they were being smart, but instead, they walked straight into a pit of regret. Now they sit at the edge of their life, whispering confessions into late-night calls and journals no one else reads. They are praying that the wind carries their words to you. And the angels are making sure you hear every single syllable of it now. Archangel Michael says, "You are being given access to this secret because your spirit is strong enough to receive it. But you must act with both discernment and courage. Because this moment isn't just emotional, it's spiritual, and the heavens are aligning." Type Amen to get blessing 552. The secret they revealed is this: they never stopped loving you. Even when they were with someone else, even when they told others it was over, deep inside, they never let go. They faked it, they lied to themselves, and now their soul is exhausted from the pretending. They've admitted to someone close that they sabotaged the relationship because they felt they weren't good enough for you. They feared they couldn't protect you, couldn't offer you the life you deserved. But instead of becoming better, they allowed shame to drive them into someone else's arms. The person they're currently around doesn't know this truth. But heaven does. And now, so do you. What's more shocking is that this confession didn't come during a peaceful moment. It came after a spiritual attack. After a dream that shook them. A vision that showed them your face fading from their future, and they panicked. Type Amen to get blessing 628. They have told someone you would recognize, someone mutual, that if they ever get one more chance, they will never let you go again. They said you are their light, their strength, their home. These aren't empty words, these are soul truths wrapped in late-night agony. They confess that the image of you with someone else drives them mad. That even the thought of another person being near your energy burns them inside. This is the real reason they've been acting strange lately, sending mixed signals, sometimes showing up in unexpected places. They revealed they've been watching you from afar, praying your heart hasn't moved on completely. They admitted to crying when they see your old photos or hear your favorite song. And they've been secretly preparing something massive, a gesture that could change your life. Archangel Michael says, this confession was divinely timed. It didn't happen by chance, it happened because your prayers moved heaven. You didn't even know what you were praying for, but heaven did. Type Amen to get blessing 711. This person isn't just returning with apologies, they're returning with transformation. The change they've been going through has been painful, spiritual, and filled with isolation. Because heaven needed them to understand your worth from the depths of their soul. They told someone about the dreams they've been having, dreams where you are crying, lost, or walking away from them forever. And each time they wake up from these visions, their heart feels like it's been torn apart. These dreams aren't just emotional, they're prophetic. You've been divinely protected from their chaos while heaven worked on them. Every delay, every silence, was not rejection, it was redirection. But now, the clock is ticking. There is something else they confessed that will send chills down your spine. They said you are the only person who ever saw their true self. They said you looked at them and loved them even when they didn't love themselves. And that haunts them more than anything. Type Amen to get blessing 882. They admitted to rejecting your love because they thought pain was all they deserved. And now, after facing real pain without you, they're begging heaven for another chance. Their confession included a promise, one they made on their knees. They vowed that if the universe lets them touch your hand one more time, they'll never let go. That if they get to hear your voice one more time, they'll never again ignore it. They've told a trusted soul that you are the reason they've stayed alive during their darkest days. This isn't just about love, it's about destiny. Their soul is magnetized toward you, and no force on earth has been able to break that link. Not betrayal, not time, not even distance. Archangel Michael says, listen carefully. The winds are changing. The confession has already started a chain reaction that will soon pull them toward you. Type Amen to get blessing 935. They are planning to come forward. This won't be through a message or a call, it will be face to face. They are ready to look you in the eye and finally say what they should have said long ago. But before that, they are cleansing their space, cutting cords with the toxic person who tried to replace you. That person is sensing the shift and is beginning to act out. Chaos is stirring around them, but it won't last long. The angels are working behind the scenes to ensure nothing delays this moment. Your soulmate is being guided, even through their fears. And the closer they get to you, the stronger the signs will become. You may start seeing repeated numbers, hearing their name in unexpected places, or even feeling sudden emotional waves for no reason. This is their soul calling yours. Respond with silence, but readiness. Type Amen to get blessing 1022. The secret has been revealed, but now comes the real test. What will you do with it? You've waited, you've cried, you've grown. But your spirit knew this day was always coming. They are on their way, carrying not just apologies, but divine truth. They are about to hand you a piece of their heart they've never given anyone else. And this time, it will be yours alone. Their confession is now written in heaven's book. It can't be erased, and it can't be ignored. Divine timing is unfolding right before your eyes. Archangel Michael says, "Be ready." This revelation is not just about them, it's about your soul stepping into a new era of power, peace, and prophetic fulfillment. Type Amen to get blessing 1177. They are being guided to you through signs, numbers, and even memories. Every sleepless night they've had recently has ended with your name in their prayers. They are ready to walk through fire just to undo the damage they once caused with their silence. The angels say you may suddenly feel warmth in your chest or tingling in your palms. These are not just random sensations, they are confirmations that the universe is opening a path. The heaviness you've been feeling was not yours, it was their guilt transferring through the spiritual bond you share. They told someone they never believed in soulmates, until they lost you. And now, they're convinced your connection defies logic, distance, and time. That confession was followed by tears, and a moment of silence where they placed their hand over their heart and whispered your name. They know you deserve peace, not confusion. That's why this time they aren't rushing in with half-truths and masked emotions. They are preparing to tell you everything, raw, unfiltered, and pure. Type Amen to get blessing 1244. They're coming with something more than a message, they're coming with proof. A photo, a voice note, or a sacred item they kept all this time, tied to you. Something you may have forgotten but they never could. They never deleted your conversations, even when they said they did. They reread them in silence when no one is watching. They've told someone that every time their phone battery dies, the last open app is your thread. The angels say they've been visiting your online profiles not out of curiosity but out of longing. Every time you post something positive, their heart smiles. But every time you go silent, they panic and assume they've lost you again. You are their emotional oxygen. The one person who could collapse them with a whisper or lift them with a look. And now they know that truth is too sacred to ignore. Type Amen to get blessing 1366. They are about to surprise you in a way that will leave you speechless. A gesture is being orchestrated, quietly, powerfully, and divinely protected. It may be a sudden visit, a handwritten letter, or a call with shaking hands and a trembling voice. Archangel Michael says, your intuition has already been feeling it. The unease, the pressure in the air, it wasn't anxiety, it was spiritual preparation. You were never wrong about what you sensed in the silence. They have confessed to someone they trust that they have never loved anyone the way they love you. Not even close. They said you're the only one who made them believe in second chances. You may not recognize them immediately. Not because they look different, but because they've changed internally. They've been through a rebirth, led by the pain of your absence and the fire of divine correction. Type Amen to get blessing 1411. They have been praying too. Asking heaven for a sign that your heart is still open. And now, this message is that sign. The angels are giving them the green light to come forward. They've confessed that you were their biggest blessing, and they only realized it after they lost you. They said the world lost color after you walked away. Even things that used to excite them now feel empty. They said you made them feel alive. Not because of what you did, but because of how you saw them. You looked at their wounds and didn't flinch. You spoke to their soul when everyone else only saw the surface. That power, that sacred energy, it changed them. And now, they are returning to the one who gave it all unconditionally. Type Amen to get blessing 1559. They are afraid. Not of rejection, but of your indifference. That you might have healed so well, you don't need them anymore. That you've built a new life without them at its center. They've admitted that this fear has kept them paralyzed for weeks. But Archangel Michael has intervened. The fear is fading, and boldness is rising in its place. Soon, you may receive a sign in your sleep, a dream, a voice, a sensation. That's not your imagination. That's your spirit receiving the signal. Don't ignore it. Open your heart, even if it trembles. Because this moment is a divine appointment, not a coincidence. Type Amen to get blessing 1622. They are letting go of ego, of pride, of everything that blocked them before. They are shedding layers of false identity, becoming their truest self. And they want to show you that self first. They said you deserve the version of them that was built with truth and fire, not the one you knew before, who ran when it mattered. They know what they've lost. But now, they know who they truly are, and they're returning, not as a wanderer, but as someone chosen. This confession they made was not meant for just one person. Heaven made sure it reached the ears of someone who would carry it here, to you. Because your time of not knowing is over. The answers are arriving. And with them, a soul who has finally remembered their place beside you. Type Amen to get blessing 1789. The storm is calming. The spirit is rising. And the door is being opened. This is not the end of the story. This is the page where everything changes. Where pain meets healing, where distance meets return. You will see the signs in the sky, in the wind, in the way your soul suddenly feels at peace without knowing why. That is confirmation. That is the divine saying, get ready. Archangel Michael says, you were always meant to know this. Not a second earlier, not a day too late. Right now, this moment, this is your appointed time. Type Amen to get blessing 1997. They have been rehearsing what to say. Over and over again in their mind, they've imagined the moment they'd stand before you again and confess the truth that once tore them apart inside. But no matter how many times they practice, their voice still shakes, because this isn't just any truth, it's their soul speaking directly to yours. They want to tell you that they failed to protect what was sacred. That they let outsiders plant doubt into something divinely designed. And now, they carry the guilt like a shadow, following them everywhere, whispering your name in every silent room. They've even told someone that they regret not listening to the signs. The repeating numbers, the dreams, the delays, they all pointed back to you. They ignored them once, but not again. The divine realm has reopened the path. Not for chaos, but for closure, clarity, and communion. What's meant for you is circling back with fierce spiritual power. Type Amen to get blessing 2111. The person they were with before, your replacement, was nothing more than a painful mirror. They admitted that they tried to force love where it didn't exist. They thought they could recreate the connection, but it crumbled. That false connection collapsed, slowly at first, then all at once. It became clear that no matter what they did, they couldn't feel the way they felt when they were around you. Every laugh felt forced. Every touch felt empty. They confessed that they still sleep on the side of the bed where you once lay. That they still use the cup you once drank from. These small things, they seem meaningless to others, but to them, they are remnants of a heaven they lost. They've been reaching out in spiritual ways, energetically calling you back, hoping you'd feel it too. The angels say, you have been feeling it. That tightness in your chest. That sudden urge to check your messages. That's their energy brushing against yours. Type Amen to get blessing 2290. They've asked someone to pray for you. That's how far they've come, from silence to sacred requests. They are asking heaven to protect you, even if you don't take them back. They finally understand that love is not control, it's presence. And your absence has become a void they can't fill with distractions. Nothing soothes them anymore except the thought of your smile. Their tears are real now. Not dramatic, not performative, but raw. These are the kind of tears that make even angels pause and listen. They have finally seen the damage their decisions caused, and they want to repair what they broke, not for ego, but for redemption. Type Amen to get blessing 2444. Archangel Michael says, their soul has matured. This person who once fled from truth is now being reborn through it. They are no longer the confused, fearful version of themselves that you once knew. Now, they are someone who knows exactly what they want, and it's you. Not because of comfort or loneliness, but because their spirit remembers. Because their destiny still aligns with yours. They are making plans that only the heavens know. Booking something. Writing something. Hiding something under their pillow for you to receive when the time is right. They've been seeking confirmation. And this moment, this message, is the final sign. The angels are clearing their path, and yours. Type Amen to get blessing 2588. They told someone, if I could take back one thing, it would be walking away from them. That confession hit like lightning in the spiritual realm. Because that was the moment heaven decided to intervene. They started losing things right after they lost you. Opportunities dried up. Friendships faded. Even the joy they used to find in daily life became hollow. It was the divine correcting their steps. But now, grace is being extended. Not because they deserve it, but because you're merciful. Because the same way they confessed, you will respond, not with revenge, but with revelation. Your soul knew this was coming. That's why you've been restless lately. It's the spiritual contract resurfacing, ready to be fulfilled. Type Amen to get blessing 2733. They know you might not trust them at first. That's why they're not coming to speak, they're coming to show. Their actions will reveal what words never could. They are planning something symbolic. Something that speaks to your history. A memory, a place, a message from the past reawakened in the present. You may hear a familiar song unexpectedly. You may notice your dreams shift. You may even feel watched, but not in fear, in comfort. That's them, their energy, finally aligned with divine timing, arriving not to haunt you, but to heal what was wounded. Type Amen to get blessing 2866. They've even prepared for your rejection. They've accepted that you may say, no, but they've promised the heavens they will still do everything to prove their growth, even if it takes time. They've confessed that they will wait as long as it takes, 5 months, 5 years, it doesn't matter. They believe in your soul's return, even if it must take the long road. But heaven isn't delaying anymore. The final door is being opened now. The urgency you feel is not pressure, it's preparation. You are not going back to the old cycle. You are stepping into a healed union. A divine reset. Type Amen to get blessing 2999. The world around you may try to distract you. But listen closely, your intuition is screaming. The angels are aligning moments, people, and even interruptions to make sure this message gets through. This is not about longing anymore. This is about fulfillment. About divine contracts finally completing themselves after seasons of silence. Their words will reach you soon, maybe not directly from their mouth, but through someone you least expect. Through a whisper, a shared story, or a sacred signal. Archangel Michael says, your peace is being returned. Your confusion is ending. Your spiritual reward is unfolding. Type Amen to get blessing 3221.